Can't. Hello? Ah, hold up, I'm having issues. Okay, try talking? Are we
Hi
working?
there, everyone. You hear us okay?
Okay, yeah, it's working now. Um, so it seems like I had a little bit of a issue with the mic there. So I got this thing called Steel Series Sonar to try to like make my mic clearer. The problem is it's kind of messed with some of like the default audio settings, and that's causing issues. So on OBS when I went live, it's like, oh hey, it's not registering any sound from any sources, despite the fact that it very clearly should be.
Oh, yeah.
Thankfully that is fixed now. So hello there everyone, it's me, no name as a Spore, and you can introduce
And good
yourself.
morning, everyone. It's Dickie from WarGames Analysis.
Yep.
Really excited to be here this morning or this
Yeah.
evening, depending on where you are.
Yeah. So we're doing a no, I'm having him on as a guest here. This what time is it? 12:58 a.m. This morning, I guess.
Yeah, and just
Technically
before
morning.
7 in England.
So, oh god, I'm sorry. I'm like operating on not a lot of sleep right now. I'm trying to best describe the situation. So, last episode in this series, or last stream, we had a pretty massive battle against Italy, where they lost 9 of their, no, not 9, 11 battlecruisers out of their 13, rendering them not a threat. However, Japan also joined the war with their 11 battlecruisers and, 2 aircraft carriers, a bunch of CBLs. So, we're in this three-way war. We gotta do, or we gotta have everything set up to be able to effectively counter all 3 nations here. Be able to fight in Northeast Asia, be able to fight in the Med, be able to fight in Northern Europe. And part of what I'm trying to figure out here is, now that we've effectively won the Battle of the Mediterranean, how do we split the remaining ships? And that's part of the reason I have RvT on, because Dickie here on. Sorry, I should be saying Dickie.
They're both good. Yeah, you've set yourself a really tricky problem.
Yeah.
With your sudden rush of, yeah, let's just go to war with everybody, and then cross fingers that the Americans come and join you after
Yeah.
they've been provoked to hell with unrestricted submarine warfare.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you spread yourself thinly in all 3 areas? Or do you leave one area and go, Italy, the Mediterranean, that doesn't matter so much. They've already taken a massive hit. Let's concentrate somewhere else. They both have their upsides and their downsides.
Yeah.
Uh,
I guess the good, well, I guess the good thing is that leaving myself spread thin between 3 areas somehow allowed a victory over Italy in that battle. So I do think right now the best bet is to send a larger fleet over to Northeast Asia. Now, one thing I could quickly do is I could move the Seydlitz class battlecruiser First Bismarck into Northeast Asia. Right now, right now I have 16 battlecruisers out and 1 in reconstruction. Problem is, my ships are also all getting old, and given how many of these are 1929 refits, that's gonna be a problem this year.
Yes. I mean, you can't do all of them in the middle of a war. You're
Yeah.
going to have to just, 1 or 2 at a time at best. And
Yeah.
obviously, if you get a massive stonking victory over the Japanese, that will ease things up and you can get more through. But you'll just have to live with some inferior fire control. And it's the money, isn't it? You're right on the floor with the money. 410 on your monthly balance.
Yep. So yeah, part of that's fire control. part of that's also ships with the O tag. They have a chance at having like leaks in aging structure, and that's the
All
other
right.
big concern. Um, the damage control penalties.
I hadn't realized that. I hadn't realized that. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Ouch.
So that presents a problem. Now, I will say the Moltkas are going to be forced to stay in Northern Europe. I can't move them. They're short range. So they're going to be sitting there to counter Russia. Russia has 5 battle cruisers.
Hmm.
Actually 6 technically. One of them's in rebuild. Italy's sitting at 2, and Japan is sitting at how many again? 11. So if we add, 6 plus 2 plus 11, that would be 19. And I have 17 with summon refit.
Yeah. But you've got a good friend in Britain,
Yeah,
and they have a very strong force.
yeah,
So
especially
you've got to
in
hope.
Northern Europe. So I might.
Yeah.
Okay, so the consideration right now is intentionally trying to leave Northern Europe with maybe 4 battle cruisers. And right now I have 5 with 1 in refit.
Mm.
Actually, no, I have 4. Do I only have 4 in Northern Europe? Yeah, I only have 4. Ugh. Oh, no, I do have 5. So I have 5 in Northern Europe, and I'd be getting. Yeah, I could cycle in. Well, when I get Molka back, I'm probably gonna cycle out Victoria Louise. I'll probably cycle out another ship in Northern Europe, try to get those refit first.
Mm. So I'd be
So
tempted to put your 2 beautiful ones, your Lutzow and your Friedrich Karl, over to face the Japanese, because they're
yeah,
your fresh threat, where your qualitative advantage, you've slapped the Italians around plenty, and indeed the Russians, and you've got the British helping with the Russians.
yeah. So Lutzau's gonna take a little longer to get there, but
Hmm.
we'll get there at some point. Friedrich Karl will be, 1 turn quicker. I think it's better for me to try to get ships in. Definitely focus on moving ships which are in the Mediterranean right now to Northeast Asia, because that's going to take 1 turn less than the ships that are in Northern Europe to Asia. So if I could do a cycle out where I'm pulling ships from Northern Europe into the Med and then pulling ships from the Med to Northeast Asia, that might be the quickest way to get, a bigger response
Uh,
force down there.
yeah, I
So
know
right now,
Timothy in the comments has agreed that we can probably minimize Northern Europe and let
yeah.
Britain take the lead there. Morning, Timothy.
So right now I have 6 battle cruisers in the Mediterranean. Um, looks like Freya's probably going to have to stay, which is good since she can dodge torpedoes.
Hmm.
Um, man, I've never seen a ship dodge that many torpedoes without being hit. That was ridiculous.
Some ships are just lucky.
Yeah, she had the torpedo beats on.
Hmm.
So we're already moving Friedrich Karl down. So if Freya's staying in the Mediterranean, I guess the question is, how many battle cruisers do I want in the Mediterranean? Do I want 2? Do I want 3?
I think, you're not going to do any invasions because you haven't got the money.
Yeah.
So you just need to prevent Italy from trying to invade anything. So yeah, 2 and 2 and whatever the British reinforce in the Mediterranean.
Okay, here's my thought. I think I'm just gonna move these 4 battle cruisers, the 4 in Med which aren't in repair, all the way to Northeast Asia, and then I'm gonna pull one of the battle cruisers out of Northern Europe into the
Mm.
Mediterranean, giving me 2 in the region. Um, that will probably be Derflinger. It's either Derflinger, um, Mackinson, or Rhineland. And I mean, Rhineland and Mackensen are better, but Russia has more battlecruisers than me. So I think
Mm.
well, not more battlecruisers, but they have more battlecruisers than Italy. Not me. So I think having the higher quality ships in Northern Europe is going to be better, and then the Molkas because they're kind of forced. Okay, so I think that's good. So I've got a fleet of what is that, one, two, six more battlecruisers moving to Northeast Asia, and then I'm probably also gonna put where's Bismarck also in Northeast Asia to just give me that extra one. So
Yeah, we
next
chatted
turn,
about that before the stream.
yeah. So that's gonna give me a force of immediately 5 battlecruisers in Northeast Asia, and that will wind up extending to 11, which would fully counter
Mm.
Japan.
Yeah.
Now the carriers are another thing. Because right now I got 2 in Northern Europe, so that would be 2 of the lighter ones, Schwaben and Braunschweig. If we look at Russia, Russia's right now sitting on 1 CV and 1 CVL.
Yeah.
So they have a 58 plane CV in Tashkent and 23 plane CVL in Perekop. I'm not sure I can get British. Have I ever seen like Allied aircraft carriers accompany me?
Yeah.
Okay.
You, I can't remember because I've had the British over in my Italy war on my France series, and I can't remember British aircraft carriers arriving. It's always been battleships.
Yeah. I think I might need to keep 2 carriers in Northern Europe just to counter the
Yeah,
Russian threat.
sounds reasonable. You've got air bases there, plenty
Yeah.
to help that a bit.
So after that, there's 4 additional carriers right now in the Mediterranean. Italy right now is sitting on 2 CVLs, although they do have a proper CV building. I don't know when that's going to commission. It's not even giving me a good estimate. And
Oh
then
yeah. Well, that
I have 3 in Northeast Asia, but the problem is Japan has 2 CVs and 6 CVLs. So they have a 54, a 53, 30, 29, 30, and then 2 32s. Now I do have a 92 there. I have a 92 and 2 64s. So we might be on parity. But it would be nice to
yeah.
get an advantage. So I guess the question is, what do I do with the various CVs in the Mediterranean? Do I send one? Do I send one to Northeast Asia? Do I send one to Northeast Asia and one to Northern Europe? Do I send like 2 to Northeast Asia? Um, it also
I
depends
would
on which
personally
one.
go for the two to Northeast Asia because I think you've got, although you created a lot of air units on the air bases, I don't know if they've filled up yet.
I think. Okay, with Northeast Asia, what I'm trying to remember, did I send? Okay, it looks like they have largely filled up. I might have actually sent aircraft from the Northern European region down there. Um,
All right.
yeah, I think I did something
All
like
right, and
that.
so backfilling in the Baltic,
Yeah.
in the Hurricane Baltic.
I still don't know how I got a hurricane weather battle in the Baltic. Now, with the carriers, there are a couple considerations I could make. Because I do have basically CVs, which are only slightly better than CVLs, and then I have a proper CV in Peter Strasser in the Mediterranean. So
Hmm.
there is a thought where I could keep 2 or 3 CVs in the Mediterranean, but have them be the worst ones, and then send Peter Strasser over to Northeast Asia. Or I could leave Peter Strasser in the Mediterranean and wind up sending, 2 of Wittelsbach, Brandenburg, and Prussian down to Northeast Asia instead. Although Brandenburg's probably not a good choice, given that she's in refit. Well, not in refit, in repair right now. I think she ate like cruiser gunfire.
All right, nasty.
Yeah.
So I would be tempted to put the Peterstrasse, one really good, capable one that can mount a decent strike, particularly because you've tied one hand behind your back with not having any dive bombers. So those
Yeah.
40 torpedo bombers
Yeah. These are very
and a
fighter
decent
heavy.
number of fighters.
Yeah. Very fighter heavy carriers too. Although the other consideration to make is I've given myself a very high or fighter heavy formation. Now,
Mm-hmm.
where's that going to come in handy more? Is that going to come in handy more in Northeast Asia, where, Japan has only their home island, and everywhere else is basically currently owned by me or Britain? Unless, they get Sakhalin, which they very might well do. Or is that going to come in handy in the Mediterranean, where Italy owns everything? And I'm going to be subject to air attacks from all angles.
How many aircraft do the Japanese have? Look in the almanac.
563. Italy is at 1,329.
Interesting. Yeah. So that puts a different spin on it, doesn't it?
Yeah. Now, with the older, carriers, I did definitely go with a. Actually, it depends on which older carrier. So Schwaben and the Schwabens have a fighter heavy complement, as well as Braunschweig. The Brandenburg and Prussian are torpedo bomber heavy. The Venettas are pretty much even, and then the Europas are a little more fighter heavy. That's making me consider something more like Prussian and Wittelsbach, or maybe even just Prussian going down to Northeast Asia. On the other hand, these ships are also slower at 26 knots, whereas the other carriers are faster.
Mm. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
tricky.
because I think
I
I'm going
mean,
to be able to make better use of the torpedo bombers down there than the fighters. If I send these two down, that would leave me with Brandenburg and Peter Strasser in the med,
mm.
and hopefully in that instance, Peter Strasser being very fighter heavy would be able to provide me with cover. Maybe I'll even leave Wittelsbach. I'm
the thing I,
beginning to. What?
the thing I found with when I was fighting Italy was if I accepted battles that were like coastal raids, going right up against the Italian mainland, then I'd get into trouble from the air attacks. But if I took them out in the middle of the Mediterranean, it was much less of a problem. So we need to, be judicious about which ones we accept, and the same with with Japan.
Yeah.
Bombarding coastal fortifications or something. Maybe not.
Well, if I have carrier superiority and a good cap, that does kind of would
Mm.
somewhat let me do that. I definitely agree with you with Italy, unless I have the carrier support to back it up.
Yeah.
Um, I think I'm gonna send Prussian. I think the more I look at it, I think the getting the additional torpedo bombers down there, getting the attack carrier rather than the fighter-based carrier is just gonna be better. Um, just because I probably need Peter Strasser to be able to provide good air cover in the
Mm-hmm.
Mediterranean. Maybe I should even consider, redoing air groups. So if we look at the Mediterranean, what's on Corsica? So that's Saint Florent and Bonifacio. So I do have whole groups there. Um, my thought is to take one of these or a couple of these torpedo bomber groups, move them over to Northeast Asia, and then backfill both these bases with an additional fighter group.
Okay.
So what bases would need stuff the most? Let's go.
So you've got a couple
Yep.
that are under.
Yeah. Korsakov would be under siege right now, so I think, honestly, I think that the best set of bases is going to be here.
Yeah.
So what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to move some of the torpedo bomber groups, which are only fair, out from these bases, and put them in like. Actually, hold on. So we got like Shauna and Wakanai. Where are those? Oh yeah, Shauna over there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, no, that's only a 20 Wakanai. Okay, I guess I could try to drag a. Actually, hold on. How does this work? So these are 16 aircraft groups. So I'd probably have to take one of these torpedo bomber groups down to 8 to get the 16 one in. Yeah, okay.
So so one definitely to Wakanai.
Yeah.
That seems that's got plenty of space.
Yeah, definitely.
And help with your defense of Jacqueline. If
Yep. So. Okay, so that base can only hold 6 more aircraft. I think I'm fine leaving it like that.
do you need any fighters there?
Any fighter? I don't think. Well, I don't think I need fighters in these locations as heavily. Japan. I mean, Japan doesn't have as many aircraft as Italy.
I assume the Russians don't have anything significant out there.
Not ship-wise, but I guess these bases are actually a concern.
Mm.
Might have they might have airstrips down there.
Yeah.
Okay. So now I can add a group of 16 fighters at Bonifacio. So then the other thought would be, do I want to get the other, veteran torpedo bombers from St. Florent down to one of these bases? Where's Douala? An airbase at Douala for some reason. Is that like...
Where is Douala?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Oh, is that one of the African colonies I have? That might be one of the African colonies I have.
All right.
Yeah, that's an African colony. We afford to play defense in Europe for at least a few months. Yeah. I think the goal right now is to just try to hit Japan hard, get all 3
Yeah.
blockaded, be able to actually refit my ships, and hopefully reduce the reserve ships back down to reserve, with considerations to scrap at the end of this. Oh, you're right,
Yeah. Yeah, I think you definitely want the Japanese to have a nice little defeat so they stop invading everywhere.
Yeah. Do I have an airbase at Dalny? I don't have an airbase at Dalny. Okay. I'm just trying to see how to organize things right now. So Shauna is over there, but that's just like a flying boat base right now. It might actually be a good one to expand, but I'm in terms of funds, I'm pretty close to the limit.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm probably actually gonna pull the torpedo bomber group out to Northern Europe somewhere. How's Revel looking? Revel's completely full. I assume Riga would be full. Yeah, Riga's full. Lebao, is Lebao full? Yeah, Lebao's full. Of course it would be. Yeah, okay, I did fill that. Did I fill Danzig? Danzig's full. Kolberg full. So
You've
they
got
had.
you've got some in Reykjavik that presumably aren't doing very much unless the Russians
It's
reach out that far.
it's possible for the Russians to generate a battle that far.
Right.
Um, that's kind of why. Or you can afford to decline just about any battle and still win the war. Yeah, that's what happens when you sink 11 battle cruisers and only
Mm.
take like light damage at most. Um, yeah, I probably should not have like gotten a defeat that massive in a 6v13. Well, a victory that massive in a 6v13, but
Mm.
that happened. All right, so thought here is to we have that torpedo bomber group. So the thought here would be to take a torpedo bomber group. I'm gonna remove them from Hackaday. Take these guys, put them in Kolberg. Take these guys, change the number down to 8. And then grab the veteran torpedo bomber group from St. Florent, move them down to Hackaday, and then add a fighter unit here. And part of the other hope is that I can use land-based cap in the
Yeah.
Mediterranean. And hopefully just kind of resist, Italy having all these air bases. It would be really nice if France got in the war, because these air bases would be great to use.
Yeah.
So the other thing is, after those ships have moved, obviously they need escorts. So how many destroyers do I have in various regions of the active fleet ones? Alright, so we just check how many are in the Med. Okay, so I got 17 in the Med of the active fleet destroyers.
Yeah, that sounds fine.
That would be... I have way too many in Northern Europe, I think.
Mm.
I have 30 in Northern Europe. And I'm sitting on 12 in Northeast Asia, so I definitely need to move some down to Northeast Asia. So what I'm going to do is I am going to swap every single destroyer currently in the Mediterranean to Northeast Asia.
Okay, yeah. Save a month's time in reaching there.
Yep. So, okay, one of them can't move, so I'm sending 10 ships down. Actually, I have these older destroyers. I'll send them. Okay, so that would be 16 destroyers. So out of the ones in Northern Europe. Which is, this does mean that a lot of my most modern destroyers are not reaching Northeast Asia. So how many do I... isn't it like 30? Yeah, it's 30 in Northern Europe. So I'm going to send probably 16 of them down into the Mediterranean. I think this group will move down to the Med. Okay, hopefully that'll work. I only have one of my most modern destroyers in Northeast Asia. Oh, that's gonna hurt.
Well, you might cycle them around later.
Yeah, it's just, that's a 4-month transit time. Like 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
3 months transit time. From the Med to Northeast Asia, 4 from Northern Europe.
Mm.
I think that's a good situation now. Yeah, with everything in everything I can have in Northeast Asia and everything else moving from other locations to there, I think we're set up.
Your submarines are on prize rules. You're blockading Italy and Russia. Do you want to put them on fleet support or
Well, I mean
not?
well, I guess that's any British subs, so I will.
All right, yeah.
Because I don't have subs, but
Oh, you don't have them.
it doesn't matter. I'm not allowed to build them.
Mm-hmm. How
Not
did you
allowed.
come up with your rules?
Well, okay, so I think there was a discussion on the RulerWaves Discord
Mm-hmm.
about trying to abuse the battle generator in such a way where instead of like spawning light cruisers or heavy cruisers in the slots, all the options it has are battle cruisers and getting those instead. That might have only been for like raider intercepts though. I don't know, I'd have to check. So the thought was, well, battle cruisers can cover for battleships, and if I don't build any CAs or CLs, I might be able to get them to cover for those ships too. Didn't work as well in practice,
Right.
but that was kind of the thought there. And then I thought, well, what if I tried to do like a minimum ship type
Mm.
campaign, and just kind of went on from there. Like, what do I need to win a war? What do I not need to win a war? And the Japanese campaign, where I tried not to build destroyers, taught me that destroyers are extremely important.
Yeah.
If you don't have destroyers, your ships will explode.
Mm.
Alright, I think I'm going to do next turn. I think I'm ready. With
Yeah.
everything
Okay.
moving. Carrier battle. Fleet-sized battle down at Sakhalin. I think I gotta accept it.
Yeah. Well, it's in support of the land combat, so yes.
Yeah, it's in support of the land combat. Okay, so it said fleet size.
Mm-hmm.
So down here we got Europa and Hertha. They do have Hansa and Rune, so they got the two Hansas as escorts. Up here we have a second force consisting of Prince Adalbert, First Bismarck, and Seydlitz. Hopefully the torpedo bombers arriving at various locations will help as well. Now the thing I gotta do right now is immediately get strikes prepared.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
And sort out your search. That's the thing I always forget.
yeah. So this would be too much. I'm actually gonna do that on escort. I'm gonna reduce this down to 14. I'll hold on. If I reduce these down to 12, then this down to 10, so that gives me a little bit of backup units in each carrier group, and then the full spot package. So that would be 24 torpedo bombers and 10 escorts. And then on Europa, I think Europa is set up so that Europa's just set up so I can launch, all the torpedo bombers at once with a fighter escort of 12. Just check. Okay, it's morning. Good. I know you can use the time thing, but I'm like, well, let me just check the whole Earth and see where the day-night line is.
Mm.
Just check. That is the only two carriers I have, right? Yeah, those are battle divisions, unfortunately. I was expecting more carriers in this. I thought I had like 3 in the region. I guess one of them didn't get selected for some reason. Now, only 3 battlecruisers here is not extremely helpful. No, I don't want that. Where is search? I need to figure out where search is again. Not there.
Oh no, it is. You clicked the
it is
right
here.
one.
Oh, I just didn't
No.
have anything selected yet.
So you don't have any spotters on your. Oh yes, you do.
I do. You're out in summer, so the day will be longer. Yeah. Okay, so this is... I think the way that the search sets up is it tries to set it up so that the enemy fleet is somewhere within the bars, which is telling me that the Japanese fleet right now is somewhere in this area. Now the good news with the Japanese fleet being somewhere in this area is we control the air bases around them.
Yes.
The bad news is that this scout force doesn't have any aircraft above it, which I'm going to request land-based cap, and what I'm probably going to try to do is I'm probably going to try to move these guys down at high speed to rendezvous with the carrier force itself.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, hold up. Can we triangulate where the enemy force is based on the search patterns? So search pattern here is looking this way. The search pattern from the carriers is looking this way. Which means I suspect that either the enemy force is here, or there's an enemy force down here and an enemy force over here-ish.
Hmm.
I think this is designed to be the meeting point, roughly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think their forces are probably vaguely here-ish. Maybe even here.
Yeah.
Now...
Oh, yeah, good. Tim's pointed out that it's summertime, so we should have a long day as well in this northern latitude.
So I'm going to actually start moving these battlecruisers down at like 24 knots just to try to catch up with the carriers. Because having all the ships together is going to provide a bigger benefit to my anti-aircraft value. And if they do, you know, try to, say, attack me with battlecruisers, then I actually have all 5 battlecruisers concentrated together. Even though the 2 carriers are there, hopefully I can hide the carriers behind the battlecruisers, and that can work. Concentrate the forces a little better. Yes, I want a catapult launch. Search planes from everything we can. Recon flights our way.
Yep, there they go.
So the carriers, I want to try to move south, because if stuff goes wrong, I would rather be to a point where I can just easily get into the harbor of Korsakov, or, you know, one of these other locations. Wind's moving this way. Carriers... Okay, so a carrier launching is going to travel in this direction, then.
Into the island, yeah. So they need a bit more sea room.
Actually, it's okay if they, like, bump up against the island. You know, that means that they're not going anywhere they shouldn't be going.
Yeah.
Alright, so various search planes are underway. We got recon here, we got recon here, we got recon coming from the air bases themselves. Just gotta wait until we get a contact report. We got a contact report. What do we got? 6 battlecruisers.
Oh, yes.
That's vaguely headed towards the aircraft carriers.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the question is, do we attack these, or do we try to get the Japanese aircraft carriers?
Personally, I would wait until I get a second report and start to see if there's any pattern, because you know how widely separated they can be.
Yeah. The other thing is that the Japanese carriers are going to have cap, and these guys might not.
Mm-hmm.
So the strike against the battlecruisers may be more effective. I will try to get we got a second report. Both battlecruiser groups.
Okay, so that's really high confidence then.
Yeah, high confidence battlecruiser group in this area headed vaguely in this direction.
Yep.
I think I am going to launch a coordinated strike at that. Now the question is, do I assume probably about here? Probably about here-ish. I think I'm just going to do a single coordinated strike from each carrier rather than a coordinated strike from 2 carriers, because the time at target is just so much quicker.
Yeah.
And I am going to throw all of these at it. I will say, once I have confidence that we've been spotted, I think I want to throw up heavy or even maximum cap over these formations. Especially now that I have the, you know, planes on escort. Because once the escort planes are ready, if you have heavy cap, it's not going to use those.
Right.
So my question is, are we spotted? That does not say it's been spotted. Do you guys say you've been spotted? No. Alright. Let it play a few more turns. What do we have over here? Okay, that's a merchant division. We do do have more spotters in this area now. Yep, another contact report. I'm just gonna assume that is the same group of battlecruisers. They're kind of heading this way. Okay, CV division spotted. It's over here.
All right.
Yeah, you need to rendezvous with our carriers quickly. Shauna has launched a strike.
Oh, nice.
The torpedo bombers from Shauna are coming in. Okay, there's the 2 carrier strikes inbound, and there's the airstrike from Shauna inbound. I guess the question is, are we gonna see anything from Korsakov, Wakanai, or Kushiro anytime soon?
Mm-hmm.
So right now, best guess, the battlecruisers are somewhere over here. The carriers are probably somewhere over here. It does look like they've managed to group their forces up a little bit better than me. Battlecruisers are over here now. Okay, I think that's the airstrike from Shauna. So those guys are over there. Okay, every game is really loud for me right now. Let me briefly turn off my display capture and go into sound settings. Toggle your aircraft range indicator. That is a good idea. My god, why does my output always change? Every single time. Okay, there we go. Yeah, now the game is much quieter.
It wasn't coming through.
Yeah, it wasn't coming through. It was just on my headphone, and
All right.
it's okay. So yeah, those are definitely the battlecruisers. Looks like none of my planes have been shot down, so my guess that they didn't have any cap was correct. Okay, aircraft range indicator. Looks like they should be within range of most of these bases.
Yeah.
Definitely within range of Shauna, which is that circle. I think this would be Korsakov, so they're within range of that. Maybe this is, yeah, one of these is Korsakov, one of these is Wakanai. Something down here is probably Kushiro. Maybe some of these are the carriers. I would have to check. Honestly, it looks like they're probably within range of basically, maybe not everything on Hokkaido, but a lot of things on Hokkaido.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas it actually seems like I'm out of range of the Japanese air bases, and the Russian air bases are not appearing. So, I guess
That's
good.
interesting. I wonder why that would be.
Yeah.
I suppose they could have no aeroplanes. Oh, you've hit something.
Hit something. Yep.
Excellent.
So, given by the fact that happened a few turns after the initial torpedo bomber drop, I'm guessing that torpedo missed its intended target, kept going, and hit a second target.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
One hit is probably not a kill. The good news is we have 2 airstrikes coming in.
Mm-hmm. Do you have enough to prepare a second strike on the carriers?
That would be 7 torpedo bombers. I'm gonna say no. Good news is, this group of torpedo bombers, this is Europa's strike group, looks to have found the battlecruiser formation. So, okay. 3 damaged. Lost 2 aircraft.
Wow.
2 more damage. 4 more damaged, actually.
That's a lot.
Scored another torpedo hit.
Well, fair enough.
Yeah, another aircraft destroyed. It's another torpedo hit. These are on the same target. And I can tell that by clicking on the 2 things. So,
all right, it's not moving
the location. So we've hit something with 2 torpedoes. At least. Possibly 3.
4, 5.
That is 2 different contacts hit with torpedoes.
Yeah.
So it's possible that a single contact could be hit by up to 4 torpedoes at this
And
point.
it's saying that it's on a BC.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, hopefully.
And another.
Okay. So these 2 are on the same target.
That's interesting. If you just hover over the torpedo marker, the blue one, it actually gives you more information. Oh no, it doesn't.
Yeah,
Right,
it's just the
forget that.
message. But these 2 are definitely on the same target. That's on a slightly different target. So I'm gonna guess that currently 1 Japanese BC is crippled or sinking, and another is damaged.
At least, I
Yeah.
would imagine that one is crippled and easily 2 of them have taken a hit.
I'm honestly, I'm leaning that there's a good probability that most of these torpedoes went into the same ship. So I think the minimum right now is 1 is sinking, 1 is damaged.
Okay.
We removed 1 from the fight, and another is probably not feeling very good. What do we have here? Yeah, we have an we have an airstrike here, and I think this is Korsakov. This is probably Korsakov, and then this is our other carrier. Which one would that be? Is that Hertha? So I think, yeah, we got a Korsakov airstrike coming in. We got a Hertha airstrike coming in. Korsakov airstrike looks like it's found something. That looks dialed in. That's dialed in. Yep.
Yep.
Yep. So they are attacking. What are they torpedo bombing? Enemy TR.
Well,
They have an
it is
AV?
interport for land combat, so they've probably got a convoy.
I don't think it's a convoy. My guess is that's an AV.
Oh, all right. They do have several AVs, don't they? Some of them are quite fast.
Yeah. Either that's a misidentification. It could be a carrier misidentified as a TR if I want to be hopeful. But my guess is it's one of these. It's a float plane.
Right.
They're probably targeting a float plane carrier right now. They are torpedo bombing an enemy destroyer. Enemy battlecruiser. So that's definitely the battlecruiser formation they're going after. You're torpedo bombing an enemy CL. Eartha, DD. Okay, we did lose an aircraft destroyed. CL. We got something with a torpedo.
Okay.
Still a lot of anti-aircraft fire coming up at us.
It is.
Yeah, oh god, 4 destroyed from heavy anti-aircraft. 5,
Wow.
actually.
Wow. I mean, my Italy games, the end of the war, the percentage of AA was absolutely minuscule.
Yeah. It
It's
looks
just
like,
a few percent.
I mean, we'll have to check after this, but yeah, this is... Looks like the Japanese anti-aircraft is being effective, which is very ahistorical.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
We hit something. We're getting stuff through.
Yeah.
Another hit are these same target. So the fact that we have been taking anti-aircraft fire does, at the very minimum, suggest to me that we might not be hitting the same target we did last time. I wish... You know what? I wish you could put markers on the map.
Yes. Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah. Alright, so there's the remaining airstrike from Hertha. She got another hit. Another 2. 2 different ships. Solid.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so Europa's airstrikes have not returned yet. And I'm starting to feel a little nervous right now. I'm going to request heavy cap over both divisions. Because I'm feeling nervous. Those enemy airstrikes, they're gonna be inbound at some point in time.
Are we spotted yet?
That is a good question. It's not saying so.
No.
I mean, these guys I'm definitely more worried about. My
Hmm.
guess is that the enemy search arcs would probably be over this area, and slipping the carriers to the south here is probably
Mm.
going to get them outside of the search arcs. Problem is, these battlecruisers are directly in the middle of it, which is why I'm trying to have them make, quick speed down south and try to rendezvous with the carriers. As we're recovering our aircraft, Cap takes off from Europa. So initial airstrikes did seem, some degree of successful.
Yeah, no. Good, solid smacking that force around.
Yeah. Actually, we got a lot of reports here. I would not be surprised if there is a sinking battlecruiser or sunken battlecruiser in this spot
Mm.
right here.
Yeah.
I think we've got one battlecruiser, at least, possibly two. And we've definitely damaged more than one.
Oh, yeah.
But, in terms of sinking. Right, looks like Europa's getting her airstrikes back.
Oh, yeah, there they come.
Yeah, Europa's got one of her torpedo bomber formations back. Alright, Sadelitz has to slow down for float plane recovery. Some destroyers are needing to clean the grates. I'll just ignore that.
Is that still a thing?
Alright, yeah,
You've got some coal-fired destroyers.
Yeah, I think I have some old coal-fired destroyers still in service. In order to keep the cap higher, I'm actually going to reduce the escort on the second strike. Now, the question is,
Yeah.
do I go after battleships or do I try to aim the strike at the carriers?
Um. So, what's your confidence on the location of the carriers?
I'll have to check
Might want
that real
to
quickly.
delete some old reports to.
So the carriers were last spotted there and there. So carriers were last spotted heading this way. Actually, no, this way. However, the wind is going this way. So if they've launched anything, you would expect them to kind of turn around.
Yeah, the opposite
Slow.
direction. So yeah, interesting. They haven't been
Could be.
spotted for a long while now.
Yeah. Bonus, even if some enemy BCs are undamaged, they will be slowed by the damaged ones. Yes! Yeah. Okay, what time is it? It is 2:06. So we haven't had contact with the carrier, or we haven't spotted the carrier formation in about 3 hours.
Yeah.
I haven't spotted the battlecruiser formation in a while too, so maybe I'll wait until I get a better spotting report. Now, do I actually have any cap over this formation here? I'm trying to get it closer to the airbase.
Hmm.
Yes. Actually, you know what? Hold up, hold up, hold up.
Bring the range down. You don't need 300. Well, the scout planes probably only have a range of 200 anyhow,
Yeah,
but
I think 200's probably good for that. I'm gonna bring. Yeah, I'll do that. I'm hoping that now that I have those scout lines set up, hopefully we can get a new report soon. Yes. So let me, instead of launching these, let me just ready them up. Have all of Hertha's aircraft returned? Because, man, that... If they haven't yet, that torpedo bomber group was depleted. I see Cap up. Do I see any torpedo bomber groups returning? I think they launched torpedo bombers as recon. That's probably why.
Yeah.
So get a smaller second strike from Hertha. Okay. So floatplanes are scouring this region, but currently we're not getting contacts. This is later in the game. Yeah. I mean, this is episode, or live stream 11 of the series, so... Okay. Got more recon taking off. Have any additional reports? We've not gotten any reports in like an hour and a half.
So, yeah.
I'm gonna try to start forcing the carriers up when they can move. I need to get a contact here. Okay, we don't have a contact report, but we do have an airstrike from Airbase Shana.
All right.
They are attacking a enemy CA over here. An enemy destroyer. And hit something with the torpedo.
Well, it's...
What are they attacking? Enemy BC. So the BC formation right now is currently in this location.
So that's not moved very much at all.
No, it has not. I think I'm going to send that Hertha airstrike over to it right now. So I don't know which way they're heading, but, oh. Wow. Escorts are really short range then. Alright, stand down the escorts. I probably need to get the carriers closer.
Well, it's certainly keeping them out of harm's way.
You never have this much luck when using carriers. Certainly a strategy to it. Okay. So I'm trying to see what planes each have, so... Okay, yeah. The planes on Europa have much longer range than the planes on Hertha. The Fiesler FI-217 is just a much longer range plane than the Heinkel HE-183. Tricky, yeah. I think I am going to launch the second strike from Europa here, just because, you know, we have a limited amount of time. Sun is beginning to set. I'm not going to wait on trying to refine the carriers. Enemy cap. Okay. We're losing torpedo bombers to enemy cap. Somewhere. I think those are scout... Those might have been attacking scout planes, though. Korsakoff, torpedo bomb. What up here? Enemy CVL. Alright, their carriers are here.
Okay. So actually, they've put their carriers far more to the front than the BCs.
Going battle timer, I just noticed might get another day of strikes. Yeah, I probably will. If I can play the night... If I can play the night action well. I mean, where exactly, you know, do they go? Okay, please bring the carriers closer, please. I'm gonna try to mess with those so that, you know, hopefully they can keep the carriers spotted. Yeah, this is kind of what you just described there is kind of what carrier battles are like.
Yeah. I
All
mean,
right.
I think the game models carrier battles really, really well. Um, they're just a lot different from gun battles. You know, they're so much more hands off.
Yep. So we got another strike going in here. We are torpedo bombing an enemy destroyer right now. There we go, enemy BB. And we got
Ooh.
3
Oh,
hits. Good shot.
beautiful.
So I'm not sure this is another, you know, invasion of Corsica type battle, but this is really promising.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It is.
Yep.
And, you know, this could save Shackleton Island for you.
This very well could. Um, like I still feel like Japan's gonna have superiority in the region, but definitely it's not gonna be as strong.
Hmm.
Okay,
You're,
battle.
you're still not spotted, are you?
I don't think so. No.
Well, it's
My
their
guess
lack
is
of air bases round here that I think is really hampering them.
yeah. The question is, I don't have any torpedo bombers to send to those CVs right now. Fortunately, it looks like the group from Europa is still looking. So I'm gonna try to sail Europa and kind of keep the battlecruisers down here for the moment.
Mhm.
Ooh, okay. We might have been spotted soon. Might have just been spotted. I don't know if they radioed us or not, but our cap did just shoot something down. A patrol
Ah,
bomber. So, spotter plane. Speaking of battleships, do you see that Battleship Texas has been doing? Yeah, I watched that live stream. Um, yeah. Actually, very neat to see a old dreadnought like that, you know, move. I mean, not under own power, you know. It would be nice to have
mhm.
a little bit of smoke coming out of the smokestacks, you know. All right, it is
Ah,
end of the first day of the carrier battle. I'm gonna
okay,
actually
gonna.
go down to cruise
I was
speed.
just gonna say, slow down.
Looks like Europa's strike, which didn't find anything, is just like, okay, we're returning. Unfortunately, they're gonna have to land at night. Have fun,
Ouch.
guys.
Yeah.
A few foreign countries did offer their dry docks. I assume that would have to be something they'd have to bring back. Okay, so we had 2 damaged. I assume if they offered the dry dock, then they'd have to move it all the way over there. Okay, so 1 damaged. Okay, that's a patrol bomber crashing on landing. Okay, there we go. Actually, no, that's at Port Arthur. Okay. So there we go. Carriers
Yeah.
should now be under our control. They're not launching anything anymore. So I guess the question is, where do I want to try to position myself?
Hmm.
So last we know, carrier formations up here, battlecruiser formations down here. Um, Actually, if I check the reports, so the most recent reports show 4 or 5 battlecruisers sailing down in vaguely this direction.
Interesting. So they've certainly lost one, possibly
Yeah.
two,
Yeah,
and they're going.
I think we've sunk 1, possibly damaged, definitely damaged more. Um,
Hmm.
but I think that does
So if they're
confirm
going,
that Japan's lost a battlecruiser.
yeah,
Now that it's nighttime, where is Japan going?
yeah.
Because I see this formation. When I'm looking at the battlecruiser formation, it looks like they're Okay, these reports put them on a pretty big arc from about here to about here. Be
Yeah.
going, they could be going this way, or being the Rule the Waves AI that it is, I could literally see them getting like trapped on this island right here.
Yeah.
Oh wait, you
We're
can see
too
the
far away
ships.
from the carriers to try and track them down with the battlecruisers, and nighttime is probably too short.
Yeah. What I might try to do is I might try to position about here,
Mm-hmm.
and then launch strikes up north. And actually, let me get that kind of set up so that the cap on the two, or not the cap, the search planes on the two formations are aimed a little bit more northward.
Mm.
Oh hey, I
You
can
got the
set the
air
searcher.
bases.
Yep.
You got the air bases, so you can wait for the air bases to launch their searches in the morning.
Yeah. One thing I
Thinking,
might actually do is just in case they wind up like slipping away in this direction, I might wind up taking these air bases and giving them a wider arc. Just because I am concerned about them slipping somewhere down to the south.
hmm.
So I want to keep this covered, and I want to keep this covered. To check the ship for problems. Could tuck in the Bay of Korsakov.
Hmm.
That's the other option. Tuck in the Bay of Korsakov, coastal land, and cap and safety of the docks. This is also technically close to Shana, so, and a little bit closer, but I guess I'll tuck. Okay, I don't know. This is definitely a decision because if I go here, I can always
Hmm.
follow up anything on their battle cruisers or any like air attacks on their battle cruisers, potentially with a fight with my battle cruisers. And
Yeah.
if their battle
They, my,
cruisers are hurt, I'll probably win.
yeah, my concern about Korsakov is that it's just a little bit too far away for your fighters to give escorts,
Yeah. Well,
which doesn't matter so much with the battle cruisers, but when you want to have a go at the CVs.
yeah. Europa will be fine. It's just Hertha, which is a little bit of a problem. It looks like they've actually readied, most of their stuff again. But yeah, definitely the thing I would want to target is the CVs.
Hmm.
Um, although it would be really nice to knock out like all of their battle cruisers right here. Although to be fair, if we get into a gunfight with the enemy battle cruisers, we're gonna have airstrikes on coming towards us just directly.
Mm.
So okay, I need to check how much time is gonna be left until daytime. Dawn will be in 7 hours and 5 minutes.
Yeah. Longer than I thought.
Yeah, let me just quickly think about that. So 7 times 60, 7 times 6 would be what? 7 times 5 would be 35, 7 times 6 would be 42, so that would be 425 minutes. Um, so, let's see, we'd be at 860 minutes plus 420. 880 minutes plus 400, so that would be at about 1,280. The sun should rise again on the
Yeah.
time elapsed. We'll need to get some railguns. Yeah. I think I am gonna try the slip down near Shauna.
Yeah. It cuts off their retreat.
Yeah.
And just because the game says it'll end at 1800, if we're still engaged, it can run on for ages.
Actually, I'm not. I'm making a different choice.
All right.
Actually, hold on. Let me check something here real quickly. Coastal forces. There's a merchant division there. There's a battery there. Battery. I think I know where the carriers are.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, What I saw was I'm running the game speed on ultra fast right now, and on
Yeah.
fastest available. However, it is occasionally swapping to fast speed and the lights going on, which means that
Mm-hmm.
game speed is limited by combat. Obviously, they aren't seeing us down here, so what are they seeing?
Mm.
Probably the merchant right here. I suspect there's at least a Japanese ship up here.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is more likely to be the aircraft, something from the aircraft carrier group, rather than it. So I think the aircraft carrier group right now is somewhere in this bay, probably
Mm-hmm.
more down here. So I think if we're going to get a major victory out of this, we turn north and we engage the aircraft carrier group at close range, preferably at dawn. Teach one of your friends how to play this game. He was severely outnumbered by the Germans. He overbuilt his legacy fleet. I mean, overbuilding the legacy fleet isn't a problem. It's more constantly trying to keep a legacy fleet up to date, which is a problem.
Yeah.
You need to think of your ships having lifespans. And if you don't think
Mm.
of your ships having lifespans, then you need to think of a way to cost effectively refit them. And
Yeah.
not just
What secondary use can you put them to?
yeah, overbuilt and then you over-designed them. Although I've actually had a weird idea recently. I'm wanting to try this out in the British campaign when I get to the point. And one of the things I realized was if you have a if you have a ship and you remove all its main turrets, you can slap on as many 6-inch singles as long as they're like protected with 2 inches of armor as you want, like anywhere, as the main
Okay.
armament. Then, in a subsequent refit, it is possible to take a 6-inch single and turn it into a 6-inch double or triple, as long as you keep the armor the same. And then you have a turret, which you can then up armor in a third refit.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that in mind, it might be possible to build a legacy or near legacy armored cruiser and basically turn it into something of a slower up armored light cruiser. You know, something maybe with a Brooklyn or Cleveland sort of layout.
Mm. Yeah. That would be interesting.
Yeah. So I am considering doing that in that campaign.
If the battle generator will do the decent thing and actually spawn it in a place that it can be used.
Right. The current plan will be to ready up a strike from these carriers. I'm going to reduce yeah, I'm going to reduce Hertha's escort, and then Europa I will use the lower fighter group. So I'm not going to have as much fighter escort just because I want to have the fighter cap. But I
Mm.
am going to be readying a strike right now. Oh, wait, hold up. We have 22 aircraft torpedoes remaining on Europa. Um, hold up, we're having issues. Um, okay, Hertha's fine. These guys are readying up. These ships at 60 knot, 22 knot Bs are ready for CVL conversion. Yeah, that's reasonable. Although that wouldn't really help me here since I can't build CVLs in this campaign. Alright. I think we just got 3 torpedoes out of nowhere, and I'm fine with that. Um, Yeah, I think we just materialized like 3 torpedoes out of midair. Because we had 22 torpedoes, we have 0 now, but I have, what is that, 27 planes readied with torpedoes. I guess we materialized like 5 torpedoes out of midair then.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'll take it.
Yeah, yeah. This is a gift. It's a gift.
Yeah. So now my battlecruisers are screening ahead of the carriers.
Right. Assume you don't have radar yet.
Nope. Okay, I'm gonna increase search range to 250, and oh god, we need big search arcs. There's a lot of space these ships could be in now. I mean, certainly a lot of places you can travel to if you have the time. We got into mod Kerbal operating system. I need to continue my Kerbal campaign at some point. That's a good game.
Mm.
Alright. So we don't know where they are. So the merchant was somewhere over here-ish. I wouldn't be too surprised if the enemy is hugging a coast somewhere.
Mm.
Okay, so there's the merchant. Something fired at something. Oh! Oh, I see what the issue is. That wasn't the merchant they were targeting. That's airbase Shauna. That's what happened. Okay,
They
okay.
had to go. Oh, right. They had to go to the airbase.
Yeah.
Well, that's unexpected.
Yep. Looks like Europa's fighters did not ready up on a escort mission. Okay, we don't have the range to reach. Alright, so the goal now is to run all the way down there.
Okay.
Run
Well,
all the
remember
way
the
to
carriers
Shauna.
are somewhere.
No, we know they're by Shauna.
Mm.
That's what I know. Right about here.
So,
Europa
in fact,
Strike is flying.
the first plan, the Shana plan, would have been more successful, but never
Yep.
mind.
I misinterpreted where the enemy was.
Yeah. You don't think of land bases as places where shooting's going on.
Especially, you know, airfields.
Yeah.
I was thinking, oh, they're probably shooting up either a coastal fortification or merchant. It's just not the case. I'm actually going to direct Europa a little bit more this way. And it's intentional, because she's kind of doing, as she launches more planes, she's kind of doing this wiggle pattern.
The winds changed slightly to a more northerly direction.
How far away is that? So that is 188 nautical miles. The range on the JU-219 at this load is 203. We're close, I think. Unless that's like a two-way range, at which point, you know, we're only halfway there. Oh, the escort doesn't have the range. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna send the strike in unescorted then. We still have
Is that a strike?
reports from this area.
I was going to say, is that a strike? Yep, it is.
That's a strike. They're attacking a enemy destroyer and an enemy destroyer. Enemy CA. Okay, I think we had false reports that there were CVs in this region. Good to confirm, these are BCs being hit. So the airbase is actually spotting stuff. Okay, so unsighted over there. It's not the same as any of these, right? Not the same as that one. It's not the same as... Yeah. So that is hits on 3 separate ships.
Yeah.
And then...
Another.
Yep. So it looks like 1 BC has now been hit by 3 torpedoes. The issue is I have no idea where that enemy CV formation is.
Yeah.
Enemy... Cap shot something up.
I wish when it came up with a message saying, do you want to launch your catapults, you'd go, oh, could I just check my search first?
Yeah.
Because I've forgotten to adjust it.
We might be able to hit no, adjust the search, and then get the message again a couple turns later.
Yeah.
Actually, hell, you could probably, like, manually launch them. Oh! Interesting. Dive bombers incoming. Alright.
Right. Do they still have a land-based cap request on them?
They do. Alright. Taking 2 bomb hits from those dive bombers. Dud bomb hit. Alright. Sadelitz is... Yeah, okay, they're hitting us with bombs. It feels like the land-based cap just isn't going out that far. I'm gonna put the cap on both these groups to maximum now that we are getting bombed. And try to rendezvous the battlecruisers with the carriers.
Yeah.
They had us spotted there.
Yeah, they didn't have... I didn't see a spotted message.
Yeah, I didn't either. So what else is around here?
What's the damage on the ships?
Albert's taken a 600-pound bomb hit. A little bit of structural damage, nothing too major. Sadelitz took a bomb hit. I think she did have a flotation issue briefly, but is otherwise fine. Bismarck's taken a bomb. Okay. First Bismarck had a little bit of flotation issue, but is otherwise okay.
No.
Damage is minor so far from the bombs.
Oh.
The fact that we are spotted is bad. One destroyer over here took an engine hit and a second hit as well. And KOS for your current KSP game, is it an RSS RO/FAR? Okay. So current goal is to try to rendezvous these 2 formations with each other. I wish we could control some of our fleet to a specific sort of escorting formation depending on expected threats. Yeah. I will say though, I think I've definitely overstayed my welcome if they know where I'm at. The good news is we probably sunk an additional battlecruiser.
Yeah.
What I'm just going to do is I'm just going to repeatedly click in this direction until we rendezvous. So now my battlecruisers are under the air cover of the Europa. Do I want to ready up one more strike? I think I will. This will make the battle last a little longer. Alright, you gotta go heavy, you gotta go heavy. And you're gonna go heavy as well.
It'd be lovely to get some intelligence as to where the carriers are and
It would be.
see if we could send the battlecruisers to attack them at night, although it'd be a difficult thing to find without radar.
Yeah. And the battle time elapsed is just it's way too high at this moment for that. So I think what's going to happen is we're going to try to get this one strike away and then just move everything to Korsakov.
Okay.
Or if we can't make Korsakov, Wackenai might be a little better. Just because of the carrier's path.
Yeah.
Don't pull away from the carriers.
Yeah, it's really annoying you can't attach separate forces together.
Good. We have found the enemy. Gotten a bomb hit on a destroyer. The torpedo bombers are doing level bombing, so fun. So we hit that point.
We're not seeing attacks
CV
from...
bomb hit.
Hello.
Found a CV down here. So the CVs are here. Another CV bomb hit. Are these the same? Yeah, we just got 2 bomb hits on a CV. Let me just quickly check what pound those are. Okay, so those are from Europa.
Mm-hmm.
Europa does have a torpedo bomb already. Those are gonna be 1,600 pounders.
Okay, that's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
Especially if they can create a good fire.
BC.
Yeah.
Oh! That message is in red.
All right. Yes.
That ship just went boom.
Wow. I can't remember seeing that before.
Yeah. That is either a turret flash fire or a magazine detonation.
Right.
That's another kill confirmed. CVL bomb hit over here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I had justified my lack of using dive bombers with, well, torpedo bombers can carry bombs too.
Yeah.
It seems like that's working.
Yeah, you'd always want torpedo bombers over dive bombers.
I mean, torpedo bombers, you know, also... Well, I mean, yeah, if you can only have one, torpedo bombers are better. But, you know, dive bombers...
I mean, the technology is...
Yeah, dive bombers are going to be better at bombing, but, you know...
Not allowing yourselves... Not allowing yourself a medium bomber, I thought was very brave.
Okay, scenario length is reached.
Hey! Woo!
That's a good result.
That's great.
Yep. That is,
yeah.
That's going...
And they had 7 CVs and CVLs there.
Well, okay, what was that? 6 battlecruisers, 2 CVs. We had 5 battlecruisers and 2 CVs, so fairly even. I do always go to ship details just to, you know, make sure that the logs are recorded. So battlecruiser... Yes, we got a Shirabeshi!
Nice.
Oh, that's good. Okay, so she took 4 torpedo hits. So, okay, so the initial torpedo from Shana was on her, got 2 from Europa, and then another one from Europa, and that knocked her out. Interesting note, 16-inch Q0 guns on these. So those guns are only Q0s. CV Hosho is what we sank.
Right.
Okay, so we misidentified the ship exploding.
All right. Right.
It was Hosho.
Yeah. But 1,600-pound bomb. Boom.
Yeah. Hosho's magazine exploded. Does not look like she was on fire, though. It should be noted.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's a Japanese carrier gone. So we got Okinoshima. So torpedo from Europa, another torpedo from Europa, and then a torpedo from Hertha. Killed her. Ikoma we got with 2 torpedo hits, so that was one from Europa and another one from Europa.
Europa has been on fire.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Come on.
605.
Yeah.
Oh.
And
this ship must have looked like Sadelets. This ship must have been as low in the water as Sadelets.
Yeah. I think
3
we
from
were
Hertha.
very unlucky.
Yeah, 3 from Hertha. That's a lot of Aspen detached due to heavy damage. The
It
ship just
is.
kept rejoining formation and then leaving, but they got her floating down to 0 when she made it through. Okay.
Two
Little unlucky with
torpedoes
this
in this
one, but
one.
more believable.
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
from Hertha, one from Korsakov. So that specific ship has cheated you twice now. Yeah, sure, Beshi did cheat me earlier in the campaign, right? Oh god, I'd have to check the earlier episode, but she did. I swear that ship cheated death once before.
Mhm.
So yeah, Europa got one into. Okay, torpedo into Congo, which destroyed a turret.
Mm.
So now I'm trying to think, how was the turret destroyed by the torpedo? Because I'm trying to think of all the methods that could happen. So that could be something. Because I remember from that Seydlitz video, one of Seydlitz's turrets was disabled because the splash from the torpedo knocked the guns up.
Right.
So
Yeah.
maybe this is
Yeah.
that sort of thing, where the torpedo hits and the splash from the water jammed the guns in a high position, which would, effectively
Right.
destroy the turret for the battle. So Adalbert's bomb hit came from Hosho. We got Revenge.
Mm-hmm.
Bismarck's was from Hosho. And I'm gonna
But
guess Seydlitz was from... No,
they're
Seydlitz was
just
from
600
Soryu.
pound bombs.
Yeah,
That's why the damage was so light.
yeah. So 600 bombs from CV Soryu. On Seydlitz, we took medium damage to the G86, two 600 pounders on this destroyer, and
Mm-hmm.
it survived.
Well done.
That's a 500 tonner. That's another 500 tonner, which took two 600-pound bomb hits. I should probably have these on trade protection. And then Stu would be joining you. I've spent the intervening time catching up in the campaign so far. Yeah, it's been a long. Basically, this campaign I've done over a long period of time, so I somewhat forget some of the earlier episodes.
Yeah.
Also
Well,
interspersed it with the British one.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, ditto for my France campaign. And I mean, it's the kind of game I would never think to do this. So I love that you have these bonkers ideas in air quotes, because I would never muck around with a game like this. And it's absolutely fascinating how it's distorted the game. The game's responded by mainly building BCs against you and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I'll be honest. One of the most fun things I think to do in Rule Waves 2 is
Mm.
a game where you don't build any battleships.
Mm.
You limit yourself to the battlecruiser only. Those actually wind up being really fun games to play in both Rule Waves 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I have found, and that's actually one of the easier challenges to impose on yourself. Might wind up changing with Rule the Waves 3, given the
Yeah.
new 1890 start. That's a lot more time to not have battleships.
Yeah, yeah. Well, those pre-dreadnoughts will actually have some proper utility starting in 1890.
Yeah. So okay, so I don't see any hits scored on any other ships. We look at the air details quickly too. Just have those. I'll just scroll through that. So yeah, so we can check the losses here. So original aircraft, wow, one aircraft apart, 414 to 413.
Mm.
Pretty much even on the numbers of aircraft. Now if I look at it, yeah, patrol bombers about even. Floatplane scouts about even, exactly even. So they had a little bit more fighters. We had a lot more torpedo bombers, and then of course, they had dive bombers and a few medium bombers. Losses. We lost
22. Yeah,
22,
to AA.
yeah.
That's really big.
Yeah. That's massive.
Yeah,
Operational losses were about the same, but yeah, they only lost 2 to AA fire, but they only had 1 strike. They only had like what, 2 strikes at us, so to be expected. Air-to-air losses were pretty similar. But yeah,
Yeah.
22 to AA is pretty brutal, but you know,
Mm-hmm.
got carrier for it, and then you know, 51 lost on the carrier itself. Um, so it looks like they did also rescue survivors from their stuff. Just which ones did? Okay, Fubuki and Amagiri, Yanagi, and Uzuki. But you know, good result. Good
Yeah, yeah,
result.
yeah.
I'm
I
pissed
mean,
that Shirabeshi
yeah,
cheated
yeah,
death
yeah.
again. But you
If you'd
know,
stuck to the original Shana plan, it might have
yeah,
been a complete massacre, but that's still a really solid result,
yeah.
and hopefully that's going to save. Uh,
They were caught
and
down here.
yes, just as you predicted.
I was like, they could sail into this little gap, and then they did, and then
Mhm.
Soryu was over here. So yeah,
Yeah.
this could have been an absolute massacre. Although it's also possible I could have taken you know some severe hits, because if my battlecruisers are here and their carriers are here and here, and
True.
I don't realize that their carriers are here and here, they can get a very quick airstrike off from me, and they're kind of protected
Yeah.
by the island.
Do you want to have a quick look at the tracks for the
Yeah.
HQs?
So
Interesting.
our battlecruisers are going this way.
Yeah.
Looks like there was a intersection here, but
Yep.
it's way different times. I don't know how the darn CVs. Actually, if I do big ships, so
All right.
this was the CV path.
So it was all one force.
Yeah, and the battlecruiser path was this. It
Hmm.
was one horse. Okay, one of the things I'm interested. Yeah, it was because 8 and 8.
Yeah.
No, however,
Was there,
we.
there was only one flagship,
Uh,
and look at that.
what's going on here? So? Oh, did they like sail all the way back here and then do this sort of thing? Oh, I'm confused. He's got spotted and immediately turned 180. Yeah. They ran here, and this is Battlecruiser Force. But what is... Oh, wait, no, I think these are both CVs. So the CV Force did this.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably Soryu, that's probably Hosho, and the Battlecruiser Force is this formation. So they go up
Right.
here, they turn
Right.
around, and then they get stuck.
Mm.
We finish this one off, and then the other three are over here. So that would be Kongo, Mishima, and Shirabeshi, who keeps cheating death somehow. CLs are over here. Did have a CA out. Yeah, you know, good result. We got more ships moving in. That does offer definitely some promise for
Yeah.
being able to badly damage Japan.
And
Being at
that's a
0.
great area to have a battle because of your air bases around it.
Yeah. Enemy VP of 0. Oh, that's always nice. I'll just leave that name. It's probably been battle with that.
Mhm.
Okay, Italy's having issues now. They're having unrest issue. Hey,
There's
we
your
just
radar.
got radar. Got 7-inch guns Q1. Not very important. Okay, so I am working on a new flying boat. Let's compare. Alright, so of the types of flying boat I have in service, this one is slower. Slightly slower than our most modern 2. And has less range than our most modern 2. That is called a cancel. Okay, so they dominate the seas around Corsica. Lost 2 destroyers. Okay, that's definitely affected the force balance in Northeast Asia. We do have more ships incoming. But with 8 BCs now, So let me check. How old is Shirabeshi? Shirabeshi is from 1926. And then the other ones, so these two were 1929. Let me just check the one we sank. So yeah, so they completed one in 26, and the other three got completed in 29. But then they built a bunch of worse ships after that. Yeah, very very good kill on Hosho. I'm very happy with that result. Yeah, it's 39 now. Okay, so right now we have 5 battlecruisers in there. Japan has... Is it saying 4? I'm assuming that's because some of them are in repair. They have 8. The, the interesting thing is, this does mean that I could pull probably one of the battlecruisers out from the Indian Ocean and send it back to the Med. Decade of service, not bad, yeah. I had nearly gotten sunk twice. I think I will. I think I will pull one of the battlecruisers out. So that will probably be maybe Ito Friedrich. I think Ito Friedrich will go back to the Mediterranean. She's Japan's enterprise. For now! Okay, so I'm gonna save, and I'm gonna wait for Dickie to get back.
Back now.
Awesome! Alright, so I decided to actually send one of the battlecruisers in the Indian Ocean back to the Mediterranean.
Okay.
So, of the 5 I'm sending over to Northeast Asia, one of them is basically returning.
Yeah.
I guess I'm
Well, I
sending
mean, look
6
at
to
that
Northeast
balance
Asia.
in Northeast Asia.
Yeah.
Almost parity.
Yeah. Now, Japan is probably going to get... We're probably going to get one of their ships back next turn. I imagine the other one would take an additional turn. But sometimes, you know, sometimes the
Yeah,
game surprises you, you know. I had a ship
yes.
which was absolutely beaten to a pulp in one battle, lost both her main turrets, most of her flotation, you know.
Yeah.
I imagine that she was floating a little bit better than, like, only a little better than, like, say, Litz after Jutland. Something where, you know, she was close to sinking, her machinery was holed, everything
Yeah.
with that ship was foobar, and it was a full battle cruiser, and it took 1 month to repair.
Yeah. 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 One of my carriers hit a mine. It's going to take 6 months to repair.
Ah, man, the repair times of Rule of the Waves 2 never change.
Yeah.
Battleship brought to within, or battlecruiser brought to within an inch of its life. Oh, hey, we'll fix it up in a month.
Yeah.
Carrier strikes a mine. Well, now
Mm.
you're out for half a year. I am pretty happy just, I think, hitting the turn button right now.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And going
I,
one more turn. Battleship engagement
mm.
off of Japan.
So thinking about the air bases, you've got some around, but that might be at the limit of their range.
Yeah, Japan's are
And
closer.
yeah.
It's a good opportunity to hit them. Problem is, you know, it's also a
Mm.
good opportunity to get sunk. I do have CVs in the region, though, so if those
You
spawn
do.
in,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that, you know, I can at least protect myself.
It's a shame it doesn't tell you what the time of day might be.
Yeah. Because if it's nighttime, it'd probably take this.
Hmm.
It's an opportunity, but not a good one.
Hmm.
Yeah. But I mean, to be fair, Corsica was an opportunity, not a good one, and, well, Italy's now blockaded because of it.
Hmm.
Do I want to risk it, or do I not want to? I'm like legitimately having a good think over this. I think I'm gonna decline and wait for my ships to arrive in
I
the
would.
region.
I would decline it.
Well,
I
guys,
mean, particularly given your victory point ratio,
yeah.
you can afford to be picky.
Okay, so new flying boats. Um, let's see. So speed and range. Okay. I don't think any of these are really that much better than what I currently have. I mean, I'll
Mm.
probably develop one anyway, but, you know.
Do you have 3 in service?
I think in service, apparently. I think these two must have been, like, random... Oh, random, company developed this while I'm
Right.
working on the flying boat thing.
Yeah. You got a
And,
lot of in reserve.
or, in
On
storage?
stock.
Yeah,
Yeah, storage,
in
whatever it is.
stock. I mean, these, Fieslers here are getting retired. They're blatantly inferior to the other... Why are none of these in service? Seriously,
Yeah.
I would far rather have these FW219s in service than the FI166s. Hell, I
Well,
actually think the 219s might be the best of the three. Like,
yeah,
okay,
well, you need to retire it to the Fiesler.
yeah, probably should mark that one as obsolete. Um, but yeah, like 100, that has the best speed, not the best range, but when you're talking about 709
Yeah.
nautical miles of range, you're not necessarily needing that to detect planes. I think the speed is more
Mhm.
important at that point. And none of these ones really have that. I might take the Arado since that's pretty comparable to the HE223. Okay, we lose.
Hit and mine.
Yeah. One issue I have is I don't have a good mine laying or ships right now. All right. Time to send Victoria Louise in for a rebuild. On the other hand, good news is we've now got surface search radar. Aircraft types. Let's request a proposal. Okay, so flying boat is in development. Actually, it does look like it's mostly HE223s in service rather than the FW219. Oh, wait, no, the
So,
FW219 is the one I want in service.
yeah.
What's the oldest? Okay, so we have a fighter and 2 torpedo bombers from 38, flying boats from 39, and a float plane scout from 38. Thought could be another torpedo bomber. Although the problem is this old 1935 fighter is still somehow significantly in service when we really need to get the FI217s properly in service. Okay, torpedo bomber or fighter? Is it better to try to get 2 fighters in production at the same time, which are better than the older one? Or would it be better...
No, torpedo bomber, I think. I mean, the 217s, the newer fighter, you do have 250 of them
Yeah.
in service. It's
Yeah.
just you've got a lot of fighters. They just need to carry on producing.
Girlfriend's having to sit on a typhoon. Not good. Does not sound like a fun situation. So the other consideration with that is the later torpedo bomber I have, the FI. Hold on, let me hit cancel on this. 21C. I have
Oh yeah,
504 of them in service, and it's a C variant.
yeah, and you got 122 on stock or in storage.
Yeah. Now it's these JU21 or 209s that are really needing to be replaced right now.
Well, you could obsolete them and take some of these more modern ones out of storage,
Yeah, I'll
and
do that.
also with the first flying boat you've got as well, the Fiesler 166.
Yeah. I should probably obsolete those two, the
Yeah.
older float plane scouts, since I have these more modern ones in service. So hopefully that'll start properly replacing the squadrons, and then the earlier fighter. And then that leaves only planes I want to have.
Yeah. So now I think the fighter just a punt really, just see if the new fighter, because this is a time when fighter development really accelerated.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, yeah, the fighter might be right. Because the thing is, torpedo bomber is a C variant, which means it's
Mm.
been upgraded twice, and
Mm.
that probably means it is ahead of the curve, at least from where it was at.
Yeah.
Um, Man, I remember one time I got a plane up to an F variant, and that was amazing.
Wow.
Like that was a plane where it's like, tried to design a successor for it, and then the successor is worse in some ways, and it's like, okay, we're keeping this decade-old plane in service
Mm.
instead. I think that plane literally has like a 15-year lifespan,
Wow.
just because it had been upgraded so many times. It's like, that's still a good plane, like 10, 15 years down the road.
Mm.
Okay, so with fighter, I might do range as a second priority.
Yeah. Speed and range.
That's one thought. The other one would be firepower in range.
Mm-hmm.
I might go firepower in range, just so it's a little bit more
Okay.
effective at shooting down bombers. And that did go through.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Monthly balance is very mediocre because, Rune and Hindenburg are both damaged. So I guess that is actually going to reduce the fleet I can send over to
Yeah.
Japan.
6 months and 3 months.
Yeah.
Ouch.
I don't have good minesweeping in that region. That's going to be something I need to fix after the war is done.
Mm. Yeah, those repairs are going to stop you from taking out so many of those obsolete ships and modernizing them.
Okay.
Ah, that's a good place.
Yep. This is going to be a good fight. And there we go. We got two battlecruisers. So Scharnhorst and Friedrich Karl.
Mm-hmm.
Friedrich Karl is here, the super battlecruiser. And Scharnhorst is Schonker as well. And we have a support division consisting of 1st Bismarck.
All right.
Carrier group, we got Europa and Hertha again. So this is going to be an immediate start writing the torpedo bombers. So Europa's last fighter group, that will be good. And then I can leave the rest for Cap. We should actually have an advantage now in terms of fighters. Honestly,
Yeah.
I'm content with that for Hertha. Unfortunately, Hertha still has the same set of planes. They've not replaced Hertha's planes with the newer models like I want them to.
And scouting?
Yep. Oh yeah, scouting. Let me check. So scouting is looking this way.
Right. Well, that's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
It'll be to the south.
Yeah, there'll be somewhere in here. Good news is, Korsakov, Lakanai, and possibly even Otaru can get in on the action.
Mm.
Will they be to the south? Actually, how long do we have? It's midday. Okay, so we probably can get one strike off. 9, 30, 31. So now we can turn to the south. Do we have any reports on where they are?
Nope.
Despite planes literally swarming in this region. Actually, let me
Yeah.
check Otaru's search. Lakanai's search. Go this way. Your search. I think they're in here. They're somewhere within this strait.
You think?
Given the search patterns of these air bases?
Surely
High
they'd be
chance.
spotted. Ah, that's one.
Oh, there we go. They're over there. Never mind. 2BC, 1CL, oh, wait, no. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just do the target.
Yeah.
Okay, so those guys can't hit. Those guys can.
Yeah, 149 nautical miles.
I'm gonna move it 18 knots down. A little faster than cruise, but not like super
Yep.
fast.
Second report closer.
Yep. So again, BCs. We've not spotted a carrier yet. Let me actually set the search radius a little larger on these air bases. Because if they're more over here-ish, you know, I want to make sure that these detect them. That might have been a detection from the Korsakov aircraft.
Mm-hmm.
Then if we want our search radius, so we want to do something probably a little bit more like this right now. Okay, planes are approaching enemy ships right here. Airbase Wackenai attacks down here. And we hit something.
Nice.
Reporting torpedoing an enemy destroyer, but the last turn it might have been... Yeah, the torpedo bombers, or the torpedoes from the torpedo bombers usually take like a turn to hit. Torpedo bomb, enemy BB. Never really built any ships guns bigger than 16 inches, never saw a reason to. Interesting thing, with Ruler Waves 2, the best battleship gun caliber in the game is the 17-inch Q1.
Yeah.
If you want to optimize, that's the gun caliber you want to select for. Because it's the largest caliber you can get a Q1 for, and it doesn't quite have the penalties you get with like an 18-inch gun. It's kind of like the 17-inch acts more as a larger 16-inch gun than it does an 19 or 20-inch gun. And as such,
the biggest penalty is, you know, it's just the extra weight, and the weight of the ammo just makes the ship have to be so much bigger.
Ooh, CV's down here.
Oh, yes.
CV firing. And we hit something with 2 torpedoes. Actually, two things with a torpedo each. It's 2 ships. And got an additional hit on one of the 2, I'm imagining. Yeah. Okay, Hertha's torpedo bombers are hitting stuff. They're unescorted. I think we have probably hit either a CV or a battlecruiser. Okay, now we have aircraft approaching us. This is called maximum cap.
Yes.
Enemy ship unsighted, hit by a torpedo. Go to squad max, just...
What are those 2... Oh, the blue dots. Yeah, there.
Oh. That's
Are
not
they going
my
for
formation they found.
They've found the support force, haven't they?
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, bomb hit on... Yeah, bomb hit on the support force. Near miss, technically. But it looks like an enemy CV over here is getting bombed, or torpedo bombed.
Hmm.
Yeah, these guys, the enemy carrier group has definitely found the support force. So there was some hit here. Let me check that real quickly. Bomb hit near miss. Okay, so it looks like S211 again. I wouldn't be surprised if I lose a destroyer. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna lose a destroyer. I'm sorry, S211.
Hmm.
Let me check. If I check the support force...
Well, you can detach it, yeah.
It does not have 1 catapult and 2 aircraft. Little glitch there. Yep. Yeah, that is one of the things that should be noted. If you have a stat card which isn't a ship under your direct control, my understanding, it
Hmm.
will default the aircraft count to whatever
Oh,
the last ship under your control you selected was. So that's why it's
weird.
showing that. But, you know, if I bring up, say, Hertha here with 64 aircraft and go to status, you can see it changes.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Okay. So it looks like the initial airstrike phase is now over. I'm gonna say we won. We
Yeah.
lost a destroyer, and I don't know what we sank, but we certainly sank things.
Yeah. You don't really want to risk a night engagement, given that your carriers are part of the same force as your battleships,
Yeah,
battlecruisers.
Korsakov is doing that. If you check the status of the support force, you can order them to withdraw. I don't think I want to yet, because it's only this destroyer that's
Mm.
in
Detach
bad
that
shape.
one.
If I do this, oh hey, I can actually see. Oh, she's screwed.
Mm.
She's done. So those are 800-pound bomb near misses, and then a 600-pound bomb hit. Yeah, okay. She's probably gonna sink. So they have the second destroyer and then first Bismarck. Yeah, I kind of want to keep him just as like an additional possible force multiplier here. Okay, hit something else with the torpedo. And another hit. Looks like a different ship. Okay, our looks like our carriers are now recovering aircraft. Our battlecruisers are making their way down south. Not quite at fastest speed, but close to it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, which battlecruiser division are...
Yep,
Okay,
they're having a go.
that is called... Okay. How do I
Yeah,
get
if you
them
go
to...
to the status, you can order it to.
Yeah, I'm gonna order disengagement of the support force now. Yeah, 3 600-pound bomb hits. Does not look critical yet.
Yeah.
I'd love to request, like, land-based cap over that division.
Mm. Mm.
Oh, torpedo bombers are attacking. Looks like they missed. Okay, we're picking up float planes right now, which is, I think, why we're going slowly. Okay, my question. Do we have stuff on the aircraft carriers? Yes, we do.
It's 10 to 5 in the afternoon, so you'd be lucky to get another strike in.
If I do an uncoordinated strike, I can get one in. Ship spotted.
Right.
Enemy battlecruisers spotted.
Oh,
Friedrich Karl has already managed a 19-inch hit against one of them.
wow. At something like 21,000 yards.
Yeah.
Or more.
Alright. Currently, we're moving at a pretty slow speed, I think. Are we? Oh yeah, current speed 15, current speed 24. Close action, let's go. Alright, so this is the destroyer force, that's the cruiser, and we got 2 battle cruisers down here. So we got a Congo class up front. So
Well,
that's not
nothing
very
to.
good.
Yeah.
Scharnhorst took a Okay, one of those has a 16-inch hit or 16-inch.
Done.
Yeah, that's probably a Shirabeshi then. Scharnhorst is holding up well. I'm gonna do a quick, brief turn away, just to kind of mess with their firing solution. Wind is pointing in this direction, so I'm trying to figure out how the smoke's gonna blow. Wind's gonna take the smoke with it, so the smoke's kind of blowing a little bit in front of us, but it shouldn't be major. I think the enemy has slightly better position there. I'm going to adjust the final target on this strike. I'm going to adjust the final target on 2 of the torpedo bomber strikes. And actually, the other ones I'm probably going to put a little closer. Okay, 16-inch hit from Scharnhorst. Yeah, from Scharnhorst on Shirabeshi. Now, one thing is, these ships aren't super well protected. Actually, 4-inch deck. If that's all or
Yeah.
nothing, that's bad. If that's not all or nothing, that's decent. If that's sloped, that could legitimately resist it. Although, I mean, to be fair, you know, we're sitting on a 6-inch deck and a 7-inch deck. And ours are sloped. So... point of me saying that is that these ships are going to struggle to get through our armor. Shirabeshi could do something. Actually, it looks like they knocked out a Sekbat gun. So have a vendetta against that ship. Well, we don't know which Shirabeshi it is. They have 3 of them. But yeah, it looks like we're hitting the Congo class with 19-inch shells. Turret on the Shirabeshi has jammed.
Yep.
Let's see, what's going on with the Kitsushima? She's going slowly. It could be one of her sisters. Yeah, another 19-inch hit on this Congo class. There we go. Friedrich Karl definitely has the range. Scharnhorst got another hit on the Shirabeshi. Yeah, Friedrich Karl scoring like 1 to 2 hits a turn. With her 19-inch guns. There we go. 16-inch from Scharnhorst looks like it destroyed a turret.
Nice.
Got a 6-inch hit on the Shirabeshi. I think that's gonna do much. Scharnhorst took a Sekbat hit. And that is... Okay. 4-inch and the 6-inch don't matter. That 16-inch hit is gonna matter. Friedrich Karl sights an unknown ship. One of our destroyers took a nasty 5-inch hit. We did get another hit on the Congo. Another hit on the Congo. Deck extended hit on the Friedrich Karl. Belt extended penetration, but from looks like a medium caliber shell. I say building all 4 gun capital ships really just prefer flexibility of having guns on either side of the con tower. For me, it just depends on the nation and the budgetary situation.
Yeah. You get the extra weight of gun and more armor for all forward.
Yep. But you do get the more flexibility with the other arrangement. So it really depends. Do you have the budget where you need a lot of armor? Basically, do you lack the budget or do you have the budget? If you lack the budget, it's probably better to go with something with all forward. If you have the budget, then you can afford the more conventional ABY layout. In this case, you know, I do have the budget. Yeah, okay. Just another 16-inch hit. Okay, I don't know why these Japanese battlecruisers are liking to stay in this line engagement with us. They're not winning. They're really not winning. We're scoring a lot more heavy hits on them than they are on us. I am going to adjust the final target. So, these guys are up here. There's potential for a CV gunfight here.
Well, that would be great.
Our CVs are basically launching at point blank range at this point. Oh God.
Ooh. Ha.
Oh. Okay, so 19-inch hit on Congo. Looks like one of her turrets is destroyed. We're reporting heavy damage. That is 3 additional 16-inch hits on the Shirabeshi. Although,
That's lovely shooting.
these things are tough.
Hmm.
Friedrich Karl sights an unknown ship. Got another hit on each. Good shooting. Ooh, good shooting on Scharnhorst.
Yeah.
We're reporting 5
Oh, that's
knots.
another turret done.
Yep. She's
Lucky it
going,
didn't explode.
yeah, she's going 5 knots right now.
Yeah, she's going.
She's not sinking, but that is... I think we managed a machinery hit. Possibly an electrical power disabled. And we're still hitting the Congo with 19-inch shells. Oh yeah, 2 turrets destroyed.
Yeah.
So what is the shape of Friedrich Karl and Scharnhorst? 1 turret disabled. And like minor structural damage. Tiny bit of flotation. I'm gonna stay on the same course for just a little bit longer.
Yeah, they're turning away.
Yeah. So that's 2 cripples. Yeah. Oh, that Congo class is still getting absolutely hammered. This poor Congo class is just constantly taking these 19-inch shells.
Mm.
Oh god. Yeah, we're reporting 10 knots and 5 knots on these 2 ships.
It's strange their escorts haven't done anything whatsoever.
Yep. I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna try to go in this direction because if we're reporting their carriers down here, I do want to go hit them.
Mm-hmm.
And with these ships crippled, it is safe for me to do this sort of maneuver right now, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, someone's fired torpedoes. I think Scharnhorst just fired. Either Scharnhorst or Friedrich Karl. No, Friedrich Karl just fired torpedoes. Yeah, 19 and... Okay, so we're both firing at the Shirabeshi at this point. CVs are down here.
It's 6:10 now. So imagine dusk isn't far off.
We hit a carrier with a torpedo. Shirabeshi has gone completely dead in the water. Let me check. Is she sinking yet?
Yeah.
She's still
On
only a
fire.
cripple. Continue to pass at roughly this angle. I am going to do a little bit of a small swerve here.
And one of the torpedoes hit.
Oh. Okay, yeah, she's dead now. Good shot, Friedrich Karl. I think you just killed her with... I think you just finished her off with a torpedo. And that's why I put torpedoes on my capital ships. Okay, so I'm trying to retarget the Congo. Enemy just looks like the enemy escorts are trying to hit us here. Okay, so I'm doing a little bit of a turn away. Is the Congo dead? Congo's dead. 2 battlecruisers gotten. Guess, I don't know, target the CL? Once you reach 14 to 15-inch guns, you stop arming your capital ships with torpedoes. I'm just like, screw it, no, my capital ships get torpedoes. Because I've used them too effectively too many times. They've come in handy way too many times for me to not. Especially in night actions.
Yeah, and the torpedoes, get a really huge range by this time.
So the goal now is to find the enemy aircraft carriers. Okay, so our... Interesting, we got something over here getting hit by a torpedo.
There.
Yep, ID'd. So, reporting that as a CA right now. That is something else.
Corvette.
That's not Corvette, that's another CL. Okay,
Let's see if they can lead us to the carriers.
they're attacking first Bismarck still.
Yep.
Okay, it is
There's
gonna be
dusk.
dusk soon. My guess is these are the carriers down here.
There's the CA reported.
Okay, so try to run them down until nighttime itself.
Where are your carriers? Just out of...
Over here.
Oh, okay, they're fine.
CLs were over here, but I think they're both crippled, so...
Yeah. It's just occasionally I get so obsessed with the gun battle, I forget where the hell my carriers have gone to.
So it did seem
And they
like there were enemy ships heading up this way. It looked possibly
Yeah.
like destroyers.
Oh,
crap.
there you go.
They are in a perfect torpedo position on us. So I'm gonna cut down to the south like this. Yeah, that's a destroyer formation. Never mind.
Yeah, destroyers, yeah. Order your destroyers into them?
I think I'll just run somewhere up north.
And into the darkness.
Yep. Rendezvous with the CVs. B-20, problems with temperamental engines. She's down to 26 knots. I'm going to move down to maybe 25 so that she can keep up. Anyway, that's definitely 2 battlecruisers sunk. I would not be surprised if we nailed a CV, or at least heavily damaged one. Air length is reached. One of our destroyers hits a mine, so we lose 2 destroyers. Okay, we didn't get a CV, but we got 2 of their CVLs.
Nice.
So Ryuho and Unyo are sunk. What was their CV again? So that would be Soryu. So Soryu didn't get hit at all. He has 8-inch guns. Should be a good detonation target.
Living a charmed life.
So the Shirabeshi we sank was Iburi. And if we're looking at it, so okay, so Scharnhorst didn't actually initially get through the belt. It was sister ship, yep. 4F tall hit. Wow, it's just a lot of 4F tall hits. Oh, there we go. Engine room hit belt. Penetration. 4F tall. More 16-inchers. Yeah, another engine room hit. No wonder this ship was slowed.
Yeah.
Turret Q hit. Turret B hit. Turret destroyed. Wait, where did turret Q get destroyed? Because turret Q got destroyed first, right?
Yeah, I think it got disabled first and then destroyed.
Yeah, turret Q jammed. Yeah, there we go. 16-inch turret Q destroyed. And then we got another penetration on turret Q later on, just for the fun of it. Splinters perforate uptake, so... Okay, yeah, shit's slowed.
It took a lot of damage.
Yeah.
You know, it's suffering greatly, but it's not sinking at this point.
Yeah. Okay, so this is why the ship slowed down. At 8:46, we got a uptake perforation as well as an engine room hit penetration.
Right.
So... Then another one at 8:48, so that was why she probably stopped then. Destroyed the turret. Her flooding's actually down to 1 at this point, so it's really minor.
Mm.
All hit belt penetration though, so you know she's still not in good shape at all with any of this. Superstructure fire started, engine room hit belt penetration. Oh yeah, then we get the 19-inch hit. Okay, she gets her machinery repaired at 9:10. At 9:11, a 19-inch hit disables her electric power.
Yeah, you said that.
Yep. I think I was talking about stuff earlier. I did say electric power disabled was an option. So she'd slowed
Mm.
down because of the machinery damage. She gets it fixed so that she can move, and then immediately takes another shell hit, which just stops her again.
Yeah.
Um, and also, she's still like taking engine room hit belt penetrations. Two 16-inch hit hole belt penetrations. Oh, her rudder got jammed by a 4-inch shell. And then she just, yeah, 915. That's like 6 heavy hits right there. Actually, 5. One's a near miss. Oh, she was on fire 7. Oof.
So it's the fire. Well, I suppose the cumulative superstructure damage.
Yeah. All the cumulative hits just something caused a fire. All the cumulative hits just caused it to
Yeah,
grow.
actually, a lot of hull hits. So yeah.
Yeah. And it looks like the torpedo from Friedrich Karl was just a single minute too late.
Yeah.
So good job on that. BC Congo. So
Mm-hmm.
dud torpedo hit from Wakanai. Damn it. Then a regular torpedo from Airbase Wakanai. Then she's
Dud.
taking the. Yeah. So she was damaged already at the start of the
Mm.
battle. And then there's just the 19-inch shell hits from Friedrich Karl. So where were these hitting?
Yeah.
Hull, superstructure, belt extended superstructure, disabled the turret. I mean, the hull belt extended probably did something. Maybe the superstructure deck extended. No, deck extended really doesn't do much. Yeah, it looks like it was a while until we got like a seriously damaging hit on her. Like, we're scoring a lot of hits, but they just
Not in great places.
yeah.
You got some hulls.
Yeah. Then this engine room hit though. That one would have done a lot. Passive superstructure belt extended hull hit belt penetration. That's good. Turret destroyed. Yeah, this is where the damage really starts adding up. Oh, just a bunch of 19-inch hits here. You got a new satellite for your remote tech network so I can mirror in peace. Yeah, I really do need to get back to my Kerbal campaign at some point. That's a fun game. The problem is my Kerbal campaign, I'm doing it with I am doing it with a bunch of mods. Okay, so yeah, she's sinking here after a final hit from Scharnhorst. And then she takes a little bit, a couple additional torpedoes. The ones I'm interested in are Riojo and Unyo. So Riojo takes 2 torpedo hits from Airbase Otaru and then an additional one from Europa. Unyo takes 2 torpedo hits. First one from Otaru, second one from Hertha, and sinks. CL Unebi took a torpedo hit from Hertha and wound up going down. So Scharnhorst, so those were 16-inch hits from Iburi. She did get a Splinter's Perforate uptake, so she was actually slowed. Getting hit by 27 19-inch shells is a bad day. I think it might have only been like 26 or 25, but yeah, that's a bad day. So this was okay. So this was the destroyer which took 4-inch shells, and she would have survived had she not struck a mine.
Yeah, that was a bit random.
This ship cheated death. Torpedo from Airbase Korsakov. 761 remaining. This ship also cheated death. She took a torpedo from Hertha, and then yeah, this was the one we did get a couple hits on, and she also had leaks in aging structure. So this was the destroyer which ate up all the bomb attacks. Friedrich Karl. So Friedrich Karl wasn't badly damaged. Sekbat hit from Congo, 2 5-inch hits. We torpedoed a destroyer, and it went down. Always fun to torpedo destroyers. All right, now we're kind of in the light damage area. So first Bismarck. What was that? That was the Support Force battlecruiser, which wound up being more of a pinata for their bombs, with her escorting destroyer. But it looks like the bombs didn't really do much. Probably got lucky with that 800-pounder being a dud. T-187 took a few 4-inch hits to light damage, and yep, I'm just going to quickly go through the destroyers right now on light damage, just make sure that the logs are on video. Japanese destroyers actually pretty decent. You know, these things could probably beat our destroyers in a gunfight. But yeah, with the Japanese destroyers, it looks like, you know, it was just light damage from our secondaries and our destroyers. And that's the remainder of that. I don't think anything else took any hits.
I wonder if the Japanese have their lovely long lance torpedoes yet.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. Might. It's possible.
I mean, it's 39. I think it's a little bit early, but
Yeah.
around about this time.
Yeah. Looks like
Let me
Air Force sizes are about the same as about, you know, as it was last time. I mean, they took more losses, but we lost 8 anti-aircraft fire, 5 to air-to-air. They lost 0 to anti-aircraft fire, so our anti-aircraft guns didn't shoot down any Japanese aircraft, but our cap actually did do a decent job.
Yeah.
It looks like. Although I don't think 1st Bismarck had any caps. That was probably the battlecruiser, our force, a battlecruiser cap, which might have actually, that could have stopped them from getting bombed. And then of course they took 6, or, wait. Okay, 68 operational losses and then 8 lost in, okay, I see what happened. So we sank the 2 CVLs while the strikes were underway. So there were only 8 aircraft on the CVLs when we sank them. Or, actually, 6 aircraft on the CVLs. 2 were floatplane scouts on the battlecruisers.
Right.
However, those aircraft in the air couldn't land.
Yeah.
So their strikes basically had to ditch in the water, which is why the operational losses is so heavy for them. So if we find where their carriers are, so destroyer group here, destroyer there, CL's there. Ah, they were actually close to finding 1st Bismarck. Alright, so I would have had to have sailed south to hit Soryu. So...
yeah. 1st Bismarck turned out to be extremely useful as a distraction.
Yep. So,
We effectively ambushed them.
Yeah, okay, so we did this turn. So if we had... Actually, let me do big ships. Oh. Okay, so yeah, they were over here, but they turned south, and I had thought that this force over here, or I think actually this force, one of these 2 forces, was the enemy carriers, that they were going in this direction, but they'd actually gone this way and then this way. Interesting. So that's where that carrier was located. Unfortunately, we couldn't get Soryu, but, you know.
No.
Got a lot of other stuff.
Can't be greedy.
Yep. Except against the Italians, where I probably should have been a little greedier and knocked out the remaining 2 battlecruisers.
I think that's been a good night/morning's work.
Yeah. Damage and interned in a neutral port. Wait.
Where's neutral? That I suppose
Raider.
like our raider.
What?
The destroyer.
Did I set our destroyer to a raider on accident?
I don't think you can you?
I think you can. Oh, now we have improved 17-inch guns. That's gonna be really nice for the next what is it? The next model of battlecruiser. All right, so B model for our fighter. They gave it a little bit more firepower, a little bit more toughness, and a heavier bomb load.
Why not?
Yeah. Lost. Damn it. All right.
What? God, that is so annoying. It was one of your oldest, though, wasn't it?
Yeah. Although she was elite, so that was one of the carriers in the med. Okay. Japanese raider is now in port. They have 197 operational submarines.
Okay.
That's why.
Yeah.
On the other hand, I have 217 ships in trade protection. and
11 of them
ASW
have been sunk this turn.
yeah, and an ASW value of 550. Triple blockade.
Yep.
Good day's work.
Nice. Yep.
Yeah, we're about 2 hours 40 minutes in. I'm assuming that you'd be okay with calling it here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I fancy some breakfast.
Yeah. I.
2 good battles.
Yep.
Nicely done.
Japan is suffering. We did take a major loss, but due to a submarine. There's actually now both Veton class carriers sunk, unfortunately.
Yep.
Which Japanese sub got her? SSMI 191. I'm assuming that sub did not get sunk this turn, so... Okay, that's a sub we gotta sink.
Right.
Am I gonna watch the Artemis 1 launch? Actually, yes. I am fully intending on that. I'm probably gonna grab a nap, but, you know, yeah. Part of the reason that the live stream's at this hour is so that it doesn't interfere with the Artemis 1 launch. Because, you know, I do want to see it. Hopefully it doesn't scrub again.
Yeah.
I want to see all the big new rockets launch. You know, that, you know, Artemis 1, whenever Starship goes, Vulcan Centaur, New Glenn. I want to catch them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm happy with that episode. If we look at the current map, things are going well. I don't think that Japan is going to be able to continue to invade Sakhalin anymore. And
Yeah.
I think one more major battle against Japan, and we probably have enough of an advantage to really be able to put the pressure on Italy and the Mediterranean and just try to take some of their colonies.
Yeah.
Other option would be to stream the stream of the launch. Yeah. I don't think that would make good Rule of Waves content, but I'm definitely going to consider going, like, properly trying to invade Italian stuff soon. Yeah, probably one more major victory in Northeast Asia, or Poland ships out of there. Actually, that might be the case where, like, next turn, I start refitting some of these old ships in other locations. All pre-rule waves. Because right now we have 8 ships which need rebuilds. Oh god.
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of money in the extra maintenance.
Yeah. Hopefully soon I'll be able to get by with the Moltkas on Mothball again. Also, starting to get radar.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
that's going to be a big change. Friedrich Karl also has radar, so that's good. And it looks like we're going to get loots out into the Northeast Asia region here. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you, Dickie, for joining me on this.
Well, thanks for inviting me. Well, a hoot. It's been great fun.
Yep. And yeah, thanks for the advice. Any thoughts on what should happen after the war? Some of that's going to depend on how many ships are left, but...
Well, you've got a whole campaign of refits to get through, and stabilize your finances, because that's going to be brutal.
Well, stabilizing the finances will probably involve getting rid of most of the naval aircraft, turning off the doctrine, mothballing a lot of ships, and that would stabilize them. It would probably get me to the point where I'm building new battlecruisers again. I think the main consideration is, what do I scrap? Like, I think the Schwabens and possibly Zaringen are definitely on the chopping block. I might keep Prussian around a little longer. Moltkas, 2 Moltkas are probably on the chopping block. I'm unsure about the Seydlitz right now. Might keep the Seydlitz around for like one more war. So when is the next stream? With this series, who knows? I'll probably do like another Silent Hunter stream relatively soon. And I'm going to try to get some From the Depths content going here. Next Rule of Waves stream, who knows? Would you be interested in joining another one at some point in time?
I would. I would. I'm away next couple of weekends, going off to HMS Belfast down in London next
Ooh,
weekend,
that sounds
and
fun.
it will be, and then away for a gaming weekend of the map and cardboard variety.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, about
That,
three
that
weeks for me.
yeah, that sounds like a reasonable time for me to wait between live streams. Even given how slow this series has been going. Hey, I have until 2023 to get it done.
Yeah,
I got like
first quarter.
15 more years left.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you for joining. This has been an excellent day, excellent stream. Japan is suffering. All of the nations we are fighting are suffering, and war's going well.
Yeah. A good
I do
world
have
war.
purpose-built CVs through the Europa class. Yeah. Links to my Discord, Twitch, and Twitter are down below if you're interested in any of those things. Really, only the Discord's important of them, if anyone's interested in joining that. Yeah. I guess that's kind of it now.
Okay.
I guess I'll do my regular outro then. Sorry for hurting your ears. You know.
You get some sleep.
Bye. I did not hold it long there. Wow. Normally try to hold that as long as I can.
Ah, that was really fun.
Yep.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Thanks for coming. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
no
hit the
worries.
streaming button now.
Okay.
I usually do a little bit of like after stuff after this. Yeah, that's fun. That's